Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Linepro Tips. I'm Coach Linny. Today we're talking about the tackles technique on the double team on the play side of counter and power plays. Okay, so for this first clip, we're looking at the left tackle, and the goal of the double team's going to be him and the guard, okay, left guard, left tackle, and their goal is to get that defensive tackle down into the A-gap and then also pin the backside linebacker down inside so the ball can go to their left and we keep those defenders to our right. Okay, now one thing that can happen is if the tackle is unable to get the defensive tackle over into the A gap, then the guard is going to have to be the guy that comes off for the linebacker, and we don't want that. Why don't we want that? Because it's way harder for that guard to make that block with that angle than it would be for the tackle to come off over the top, okay? So we see this a lot. This is everybody's favorite type of double team. One of the reasons it's so nice is because it's gonna feel like it's a double team going zone away, but the play is actually going right here behind the tackle. So what we need is the guard to really get into that defensive tackle square, and that's gonna be for another episode. We'll talk about his technique, but today we're talking about the tackle. And I wanted to introduce to you guys what some coaches call the Gallop Technique. Okay, some other guys call it a shuffle. Doesn't matter what the name of it is, but we're going to be driving off of our back foot, catching the ground with that front foot, driving again, and we're going to try to get underneath that defensive tackle and just blast him into the A-gap. Okay, so let's just take a look here at one shot of it. Boom, knocks him over, and then climbs onto that backer. All right, let's back that up. Okay, so with this particular technique from the tackle, I wanted to talk about why would you want to gallop, because the other option is for him to just step. Instead of driving and galloping, he could step down, and then turn his body and drive. The reason we don't want to get turned inward is because then when you come off to the linebacker and you're not square, then he has a really easy time going over your face, right? We're trying to keep him down inside, that way, okay? And we don't want to let him go back across this way where the ball's going. All right, so let's take another look here. Slow motion, tackle jams him over. The guard's not able to finish the deal on this one, and to me that's his fault. The tackle did plenty. Could he have gotten him just a little more? Maybe. You know, you can always add more power. But in this situation, I blame the guard for not being able to get in. Okay, so the tackle pushes him off, and then he climbs squarely. All right, he sees that shoulder of the linebacker. He's able to seal him off, and the running back has plenty of room to work. All right, we've got another one here. We're looking at the right tackle, okay? So with this clip, I wanted to highlight when you would use the gallop, all right? Because again, you can go one step, two step, and strike, but for me, the gallop, it allows us to cover ground laterally without turning my shoulders and turning my body. And it allows me to keep my base square and have a good distance between my feet instead of crossing over it all. Okay, so if you're covering a lot of ground, and the second factor is that you're going to want to be able to jam him into the A-gap with one good hit. All right, if he's wide on that guard and you're not going to be able to jam him over with one good hit, then you want to be thinking about two-stepping it. All right, so let's take a look here. He's got a far ways to go, and with this alignment, it really should not take much to hit that guy and blast him in. One other note, guys, is that you can use your shoulder, and as you hit with the shoulder, you can extend that arm, or if the guy's further away, you can use your hands. Right here, he ends up using his hands. We get the shuffle. We get the drive, blast him across, didn't even take much, and then boom, look how square he is when he climbs on that linebacker. That's so important to be square like that. That's just going to make it really hard for that linebacker to go across his face to where the ball's going. So we're going to back it up here, get another look underneath him. Obviously, hitting at an upward angle is really important. Another thing for you guys to think about is where you're attacking on that guy's body. If you're going to use your hands to eject him, then I recommend trying to get close to his hip. Okay, if you hit a guy in the shoulder, he could have his base help him to stabilize. But if you push a guy on the hip in an upward motion, there's really not much he can do to balance his center of gravity. Boom. Climb up on him, finish the play. Not bad at all. All right, and then in this third clip right here, we got a right tackle, and you can see that this defensive tackle in the B gap is a little bit wider, and then he's more square, okay? He's not turned in towards that right guard at all. And if I'm this tackle right here, I'm thinking, A, how far do I have to move to get on him? Not very far. B, am I going to be able to jam him across the guard's face in one good hit? And to me, the answer is no, right? He's too wide. The guard's not going to be able to stand him up. The guard's only going to be able to turn him. And so it's just not going to work out that well. One thing I'll mention is that a lot of high school and youth teams out there, they might opt to just have the guard go down, right? Like this guard, this right guard could just go down and block that linebacker directly, and that might even influence that defensive tackle to chase him a little bit, okay? But right here, and with most college and NFL teams, you still see them engage in this double team, which anytime we can double team, we like to, right? Who doesn't like to double team? So the tackle here, you'll see that he does a 1-2 step. Let's just take a look at it. Boom. Okay, let's bring that back. Boom, right tackle. Left step moves first, left foot moves first. He's still driving off his right foot. That's what we want to do. That's strong. Great aiming point. He gets that second step in the ground, and he's really just drive blocking him. I mean, that's a classic down block. Okay, so that is not a Gallop technique, but I put it in here because I wanted to show you guys the difference between a 2-step and then also the Gallop technique, and really situationally when or why you would use it. Right here's the situation where we would not. So if you guys have any comments on this, I'd love to know. If you're a coach out there and you've got something to add, please do, and we can start a discussion in the comments. I'm Alex Linenkohl, aka Coach Linny, and we'll see you guys next time on Linepro Tips.